Welcome to Odoo. In this video, we are going to build custom sequence logic in Odoo 19 the right way. Not just how to create a sequence, but how to design it for real projects. Dynamic prefixes, per company numbering, and clean ORM patterns using create method. A lot of developers know how to use sequences, but very few understand where they should be generated, how they behave in multi-company setups, and why bad sequence logic causes production bugs. So in this tutorial, we will work with a clean educational example, step by step using Odoo 19 best practices. No shortcuts, no hacks, no project specific confusion. By the end of this video, you will know how Odoo generates record IDs internally, where sequence logic belongs in the ORM lifecycle, and how to build sequences that scale safely in real systems. So let's get started. So guys, as you can see on my screen, I'm using Odoo 19 Enterprise Edition. So if I show you by activating developer mode, so I'm using Odoo 19 Enterprise Edition, but it doesn't matter what I'm going to show you today. If you're using Community Edition or Enterprise Edition, it's completely no issue. So if I show you my Visual Studio Code, so start creating a brand new module, which we call Academy So we are creating new file. We will be creating models. Right. In model, we will be creating another. So the first, let me just copy and paste the manifest file. Right. This module exists to show how custom sequence logic is implemented inside the create method, the correct place in the ORM lifecycle. The license is LGPL, which is the standard and safe choice for Odoo community modules. The author is set to Odoo, so it's clear where this example comes from. In terms of dependencies, we only depend on base. That is intentional. It keeps the module lightweight and ensures it can be installed on any Odoo database without pulling in unnecessary apps. The most important part here is the data section. This tells Odoo exactly what needs to be loaded when the module is installed. So access rights, so users can work with the model, the first one. Then the sequence definition, so IDs can be generated. And the views, so we can actually interact with the records from the UI. Finally, the module is marked as installable and as an application, which means it appears as a proper app in the apps menu and can be installed like any other Odoo feature. So in short, the manifest wires everything together. Without it, Odoo wouldn't know how to load your models, your sequence, or your views, no matter how good your Python code is. Right. So now we need to go in the main init file. And also we need to create a new file here, or maybe we have it. Yes. So we need to create a new file here, which will be course_enrollment.py, and we give reference to here. Right. And the contents of this file will be this. This file defines a simple educational model called course enrollment, and we are inheriting from models.model, which means this is a standard Odoo ORM model, nothing special, nothing hacky. The model name is academy.course.enrollment, which is here. Line number 5. This is important because this exact name is what links our Python code, our sequence, and our database table together. We define a few basic fields: a reference, student name, course name, and enrollment date. The reference field is special. It starts anew and it is read-only and it cannot be copied. Line number 9 to 16. That's very intentional pattern in Odoo. It tells us the value is not entered by the user, it's generated by the system. And now the important part is the create method, which is here. We are using api.model_create_multi line number 23, which means Odoo may create one record or many records at the same time. This is the correct decorator Odoo 19, and it's very important for performance and correctness. Inside create, we loop over each incoming set of values. Remember, at this point, the record does not exist yet. We are still working with raw input data. If the reference is still new, we generate the next sequence number using ir.sequence, which after this, we are going to create. That generated value is injected directly into vals. Only after all values are prepared do we call super.create, and that's the moment when Odoo actually writes the record to the database. The pattern is clean, safe, multi-record compatible, and exactly how Odoo core modules work. So this line number 4 to line number 7 actually identifies the ORM model and database table. And yeah, so this is a perfect educational example. Use Odoo 19 best practice model_create_multi handles bulk creation. And now we are going to create a new file in data. With the name ir_sequence.xml, and content of this file will be here. This XML file defines an Odoo sequence, and this is what actually generates our unique reference number. In Odoo, sequences are managed by the ir.sequence model, and this record tells Odoo how IDs should look and how they should increment. So here you can see in line number 2, we give the sequence a clear name, course enrollment, so it's easy to recognize in the technical settings, which is in line number 3. The most important field here is the code, which is here, line number 4. This code is the link between the sequence and our Python logic. When we call next_by_code in create, this is the exact value Odoo looks for. The prefix defines the human readable part of the reference, which is line number 5. In this case, it starts with ENR and automatically includes the current year. That means every record instantly tells us what it is and when it was created. Padding controls how many digits the number has, which is in line number 6. Setting 8 to 5 gives us clean references like 00001, 0002, and so on. The number increment defines how the counter increases, usually by 1. And finally, the implementation is set to standard, which is the default and safest option for most business documents. So in simple terms, the XML does not create records. It defines the rules that Odoo follows when generating IDs during record creation. And now let's create a new file in security. Sorry. So the new file in security should be here. ir.model.access.csv, and content of this file will be here. This file here controls who is allowed to access our model. In Odoo, no model is accessible by default. Even if your model exists, users cannot see it, create records, or edit anything unless access rights are explicitly defined. This CSV file is how we grant those permissions. Each line in this file represents one permission rule. In our case, we are creating a rule that allows internal users to fully access the academy.course.enrollment model. The first value is just a technical ID for the rule. It must be unique, but it's mainly for Odoo's internal reference. We are talking about this one. The second value is a human readable name. It describes what this access rule is for. Then we link this rule to specific model. The second one I'm talking about is this one. And then we link this rule to a specific model using model_academy_course_enrollment. This is how Odoo knows which model these permissions apply to. I'm talking about next one. After that, we specify a user group. Here we are using base.group_user, which represents normal internal users, not portal users and not public users. Finally, we define the 4 permission flags: read, write, create, and delete. Setting these values to 1 means the user is allowed to perform that action. Setting them to 0 would block it completely. So this single line is what allows us internal users to view records, create new ones, edit existing ones, and delete them if needed. So without this file, the model would technically exist, but no one would be able to use it. And now we are going to create a view file with the name course_enrollment_views.xml. And let me just copy and paste the file content, which are here. This XML file defines how users interact with our model in the Odoo interface. Until now, we have defined the model, the sequence, and the access rights. But without views and menus, users still can't see or use anything. We start by defining a list view. So we are talking about line number 3 to line number 14. This is the first screen users see when they open the menu. It shows multiple records at once in a table-like layout. In the list view, we are displaying the reference, student name, course name, and enrollment date. These are the most important fields for quickly scanning records. We are talking about here. And next, we define a form view. This is the screen users see when they open or create a single record. So line number 16 to line number 31, we are talking about a form view. The form uses a sheet layout with a simple group of fields. The reference field is read-only because it's generated by the system, not entered by the user. And after the views, we define an action window, which is line number 33 to line number 37. This action connects the model with its views and tells Odoo which views to open. List first, then form. Finally, we add menu items from line number 39 to line number 44. And one menu acts as the main entry point, and the second menu opens the action we just defined. So when a user clicks Academy Demo Enrollments, Odoo knows which model to open, which views to display, and in what order. This is the final step that turns backend code into a usable Odoo feature. And after that, we need to create another folder in static description. And in description, we are going to add an icon for our module. Which I have added is this one. And that's it. We have created everything. And this is the time to restart our Odoo service and then install the module. So let's restart the service, and in our manifest file, or we can just copy our module name, and after that we can go in apps and click update apps list, and make sure our developer mode is on. Then search our module here. Once we do that, we can get our module here. It has been found. Academy Sequence Demo Odoo 19 Academy Sequence Demo. I activate it. Activate means we are going to install this module. Don't worry, I will leave this module code, this practice code, which I'm showing it to you in my description. You can download it from GitHub. That is public. You don't need to pay anything for that. It's just free. So once we install the module, you can see academic demo has been created. A new app we have seen. Click here, and this is our tree view. This is our list view, which doesn't have anything. We can create the record now. We click new, and we can see at the moment reference is new. We cannot change it. Automatically it will be generated, and we say that student name is Kevin Speed. This is our new student name. Course name is biology, and enrollment date is automatically has been fetched, which is 11th of January. So once I click here, automatically this reference will be generated according to our sequence. When I click, voila, it has been created. ENR, which you remember in our sequence we have given the prefix. Then in 2026, this is the year I have given, and this is the 5 number 00001, as we have already spoken. If we click new, we can create new one, and the second one, Miss Ahuja Puja or whatever. The course name is chemistry. Sorry for my poor English spellings. Chemistry. And enrollment date is fine. We can also change this date as well. We say 10, yesterday, and we click it here, and voila, that is automatically the sequence has been generated. If I click it here back, we can see now tree views have been selected. Tree views already been filled because we have created all these records. One more tip, click on the developer mode, and if you want to see this sequence in Odoo UI, you can also do that by going into settings, and then in technical, and in technical you just need to look for sequence, which is here, and sequences and identifiers. Click it here, and then the first one you can see academy.course.enrollment. So at this point you have seen the full picture. We started from a simple model, added proper access rights, defined sequences, and finally connected everything to the Odoo interface using views, action, and menus. This is exactly how real Odoo features are built, step by step, cleanly, and following the ORM lifecycle. If you understand this flow, you are no longer just copying code, you actually understand how Odoo works internally. If you need Odoo customizations, help with Odoo 18 or 19, or want to build features like this for your business or your clients, you can reach out to me at contact@odooistic.co.uk. And if you enjoy this kind of deep practical Odoo content and would like to support the Odooistic channel, you can also get in touch at faroukabidrajput@gmail.com. Your support helps me keep creating real-world developer-focused Odoo tutorials like this. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Odooistic, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye-bye.